What is up, junk lovers? Josh here with JM Junk Movers, and I haven't made a video in a long time just about junk removal and where we're at and stuff like that. So this is going to be an update on where JM Junk Movers is, where I'm at, and what our goals are. So sorry for not making videos, just been so busy trying to build something that sustains itself. It's been very time consuming. So here's the update. 2024, we had an amazing 2023. January of 2024, we had 98% growth. So that's almost 100%, which is phenomenal. February, we didn't have as much. We had 22% growth, but last February, we had a monster February. So it doesn't surprise me that we didn't have as much growth because last January was a little bit slower. We had a lot of ice last January, which slows us down. We don't drive on Texas roads when it's ice. It's just not worth it. So that slowed us down quite a bit. But this January was pretty good. It was cold, but we didn't have much ice. I think we lost like 1 or 2 days, whereas last year we lost almost a whole week. So great growth. What I've been working on with the business is systems and processes. I promoted 2 guys, one as kind of materials manager, and then the other is training supervisor. So they are the guys, that's Tay and Jay. They've been with me for 2 years now, and Tay is taking over training the new hires, and Jay is taking over maintenance and inventory. So he makes sure we have everything. Tay makes sure each new employee is following our training schedule, make sure they're on task, and learning the things they need to learn before they start running a truck. And it's been working out great. So we started that in January. We've hired 2 people. So Tay's been training 2 people. And I also hired somebody to do outside sales and customer calls. So I got some help with dispatch. That's one thing that is really hard for me to give up, is dispatch, just because I'm able to pre-qualify customers really well, so we don't waste a lot of time doing on-site quotes. But I'm missing out on a lot of opportunities because we have high standards, right? We don't want to send a crew 30-40 minutes in a direction and not land a job. So I'm putting a lot of time training the dispatch to do those calls and pre-qualify them and then learn the routing. We're in Dallas. It's huge. There you can totally destroy a crew's gross profit by putting a certain location with another certain location, and you have an hour drive time for a $300 job, and that just destroys it. So trying to teach him on routing and communication. He's a great salesman, really good at building relationships, and he's an older guy. He's in his early 40s, but he goes to all of our commercial clients and starts business, builds business, and makes sure we get more business from them. So far, he's been with us for 5 weeks, and he has 3 bids in right now. So if his 3 bids, even one of his bids get approved, we have a multiple for what we pay him, right? So he's being profitable, and that's the whole sense, right? That's the whole reason why we have a sales rep, is for somebody to, we're going to pay somebody this much, they need to bring this much in. Just like Google Ads, I'm going to pay Google Ads this much, and they need to bring me this much in. And I will say that I started CallRail on my Google Ads everywhere on Google. So whether it's an organic click, Google Business Profile, Facebook, wherever customers come from, I have CallRail now tracking exactly where every lead comes from. And 2 times a week, myself or someone else goes over each of those calls and builds a document, and we actually do research. How much money did we make from this phone call and from this job, and how much money do we spend on Google Ads during that time? And so we're able to know exactly how much Google Ads makes us. It's pretty bad. It's not a multiple that everybody says. You know, you increase your budget and you should get 3 to 5 times back. It's not that. We have really good ad campaigns and we're hitting maybe 2 times. Sometimes we'll hit a 3 times multiple, but for how much we spend, I can reallocate that money towards a salesman who I know is going to be bringing us work, and it's very straightforward. So that's kind of what I'm working on, is just dialing things in. Instead of spending $2-3 grand on Google Ads, maybe I cut that back to $1,000, and I put that, you know, $1,000 to $2,000 extra towards a salary. So that's just being a business owner, right? Knowing your numbers, knowing where the holes are, fixing the holes, and building from there. So where I'm at currently with the business is it's pretty much running itself, which is great. Like, I show up for the morning meetings, and then I'm just here as support for the crews. So like today, we're overbooked, and so I'm gonna assist on some of the smaller jobs, like a garage clean out. I'm heading over to pick up a sectional and a refrigerator. I can handle that solo. It's all in the garage. And then after that, I got to pick up another refrigerator. So once I get these 2, the crews are going to be good. Anything else that comes in is going to be pushed off to tomorrow or Friday. We usually keep 1 available slot open each day for each crew for same day requests. But we do try to push those off just to build up the schedule more for the future. Now, for me personally, and Melissa, who's my wife, she does HR. So she's part of the training for the guys on leadership. We do a lot of leadership training with each employee individually and as a group. Every week we do leadership training, and that has been fantastic for morale and for everybody's buy-in. It's really good. It's a lot of investment and time, and they're getting paid while sitting there getting that leadership training, so it's a financial investment as well. But it's worth every penny. Since we started doing that, it's had great response. The guys are understanding why I asked them to do certain things. That's also partly because I put them in leadership roles in the business, and now they're like, oh, I get why you were so frustrated when we didn't do stuff when you asked us, because they didn't understand the why. Even though I would explain it to them, until they were in a leadership role where it was their responsibility, they just couldn't understand why we had to do this thing. Now, that's partially on my part, because maybe I wasn't communicating to them properly. I don't quite think it was that. I think it's mostly, you know, a lot of people, I hire younger people, and so they don't have a massive amount of experience, and so they're not able to connect the dots like myself or somebody more experienced would. So besides that, junk removal is going awesome. I also started doing a few side things now that I have more time. I'm just sharpening myself as a resource for people. But 2024, I also started doing coaching for business owners, and it's small to mid-sized business owners, and mostly for the newer guys, it's a mentorship more than coaching, because the coaching comes whenever you've been doing it for a while and you just don't know where to go now, right? Like, you're hitting $5,000, $10,000 a week, but you don't know what to do from there. That's where my coaching comes into play. If you're starting off, if you're just now getting, you know, you're getting wet in the ocean of junk removal, right? You're just now stepping in. Mentorship is I'm seeing that it's a lot more beneficial for guys to be able to talk to somebody that's been through it and can advise them on what would be a good step. Or, hey, now it's just action. We've talked this blue. We're both done talking. Now you just need to act. And so I have 3 clients, and I stopped it at 3, just so I can sharpen my sword and become better at being a better coach and seeing what the common questions are, so I can have answers already prepared and guidance for those things. But that's been super fun. I've enjoyed that because I'm able to see people grow and just give them guidance in their next step. So that's been super awesome. If you guys have ever been thinking about doing something like that, I know there's a few options in the industry. Just look at them all. And you know, for me, with hindsight, I got a business coach 2 years into my business, and the growth I had from that was massive. I had a coach for about a year, and the direction that the business went within that year, it was massive. And I kicked myself in the pants for not doing it sooner, because I feel like I would have been where I'm at now at least a year to 2 years ago. So I wasted time, right? I wasted time, I wasted a lot of effort in not getting somebody else's experience and guidance. So if you've thought about it, reach out to a few people, see what the options are, see what they did. The biggest thing is you want to see, what did these people do and what are they doing now? And that's how you judge, like, okay, this is somebody I would want coaching me. This is somebody I would want as a mentor, because it's where I want to go, right? And there's different levels of coaching. You know, there's some, they can teach you how to get jobs for cheap, how to run it really cheaply. There's some guys that, hey, growth, get off the truck, start working on the business, not in the business, and just go from there. That's where I'm at. I'm build a business. Don't just own a job, but build a business. And that's what most of us start doing, or join the industry to do, is to own their own business. But if you're on the truck every day, sure, it's in your name, but you just own your job. And there's a difference between owning your job and owning a business. And I want to make that very clear, that once you have employees doing the thing for you, that's when you own a business. Because that's whenever the real difficulties start coming in. Because when you're running the truck, the only difficulty is, do I have enough jobs? You know, if you can relate to that, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just chasing the jobs. So that's just owning your job. Whereas if you have employees, it goes from not worrying about the jobs. I mean, you're still going to worry about bringing in the work, right? But now it's, am I sending highly trained professionals to service my customers? And if you're somebody that has really high standards, like I do, it's very important that I train my guys to be exceptional communicators, because the communication is everything. If they can't communicate with customers properly and professionally, then that's our company's reputation that is not meeting our customers' standards. And so we put a lot of effort into that. Outside of that, my Melissa, she's also doing real estate. So when we come across customers that someone just passed, or they inherited a home, or they want to sell their home and they're cleaning it out, we now offer bundled services to where we can sell their home, we can offer discounted junk removal service, and kind of property management. So we had one at the end of last year that sold this year, where I did, JM Junk Movers did $7,000 worth of work. Our property management company did $12,000 worth of work, and that's hiring out other companies like landscape, cleaners, stuff like that. And then Melissa made $8,000 on the real estate commissions. So we're not spreading ourselves too thin. We're staying very focused, but it's just what can we pile onto junk removal without it stretching us too thin. And so that's what we've done. And that's where we're at. So I'm working on myself, working on the property that we have. I'm gonna start building the 4,000 square foot warehouse on there. We have a 2,000 square foot warehouse for the business, but I also use it kind of personal. So I need a bigger warehouse for the business, and I need to separate the two warehouses. But I bought 10 acres last year for the business, and so we got plenty of space for all the trucks and the trailers, and it's freaking fantastic. But now we just need a bigger shop, and we're gonna start building that. That's gonna cost us about $150,000 to $200,000, but I'm paying cash for it. I'm not financing it, and that makes me happy. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching the video. Let me know if you got any questions. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm gonna have my work phone and my cell phone, my personal number down there. So if you guys got questions, you're interested in some coaching, I do one-off phone calls. So if you just want to have a single phone call, just know that I listen, I see where your pain points are, and then we talk about it, right? For the one-offs, that's what we do. So anyways, appreciate you guys. Hopefully that catches you up a little bit. There's so much I missed in that. I got 4 kids and they're all freaking fantastic and they're all growing up quick, and I'm really happy that I'm able to spend more time with them. So makes me happy. Want to provide that for others. So anyways, thanks for watching the video. Peace out.